This was about 6 years ago. I don't know. I was younger, okay? I didn't know any better. I was still learning. And I learned the hard way. This is what happened. Let me give you guys the rundown. I found this job on Craigslist for like this office position, which was part of my job when I was younger because I grew up in an office. My father had his own company, and at the time, so I got to learn the ins and outs of how the office worked because I spent most of my time there, and then I ended up working there, and then yeah. So anywho, I don't even know if that's relevant, but let's just say I was really good at, it is relevant because I was really good at my job, but I wasn't super good, but I was decent. I would say I was pretty good for my age. So yeah, I was like 20, 21. So anywho, I'm working at this place. It's great. I love it because, like, you know, I was working hard, I was grinding, whatever, and they were so good to me. They were so nice to me. I loved it. I loved them. And it got really busy. Like, we started doing really good. I was working in sales. I was working customer service. I was doing admin things for the company. Like, I was learning a lot. I was wearing multiple hats because it was just me. They were the people who were running the show, who were handling, placing the orders and purchasing and da-da-da-da. They were working on the websites. And then if somebody had an issue, they would talk to me. Oh my God, I almost died. Whew. So anywho, so if somebody had an issue, they would talk to me. I handled it very well, I thought. So some of them were pretty hard. And it got really busy. We were about to hit summertime. And mind you, the company that I worked for, did I say this without putting them on blast? The company that I worked for was going to be booming in the summer. Let's just say that. I was like, all right, for sure, let's get it, right? Well, the team was like, we're going to need to hire somebody else to come and help you because it's just going to be too much work for you. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, I was like, if that's what you guys want to do, that's totally fine. They're like, yeah, we're going to put a new desk here and a new computer here and blah, blah, blah. And you're going to have your own office. And I was like, oh, that's dope. I had my own office, you guys. It was so cool. And it was really cool because there was only 2 offices and then the main like lobby. So I didn't have to be in the lobby. I mean, I wasn't even in the lobby. I was in my own, like I had my own office. And then the 2 guys, I'm sorry. I had my own office, and then the rest of the people who were running the websites and stuff were in the back because they always were together. And then the new person would be in the front, and nobody ever came in. It was just a big open space, but like I had privacy and I loved it. I loved it so much. It was so awesome. Oh, I wish I would have stayed there. So what happened, right? Why would you leave such an amazing job? I'd have really long breaks. They'd give me like an hour lunch, which was really cool because usually you just get a half hour. Let's just keep it real. And on my lunch break, I would sometimes take a nap on this big old beanbag that we had, or I would go grab food and come back. And then they would leave for lunch after me. So honestly, I got like 2 lunches because my lunch, and then when they were gone, I would be playing music and doing my work and like just having a good old time. It was so great. I loved it so much, so much. It was kind of cool. They really respected my opinion. And so they brought in these people to interview, and then before they would go inside with them, they would have them sit in the front with me for like 5 minutes so I can like ask them questions and kind of get to know them and get a feel for them. And I'm just gonna like pause and like step in real quick right here. It's really important to treat everybody with respect. You never know when you walk into the door, your interview has already started. Just remember that. Like the moment you step foot onto the premises, like your interview has started. Whoever you run into, you just don't know who it can be. They may look like the janitor, but it could possibly be the owner taking out the trash. Like you just don't know. So I think respect is very important. For the most part, a lot of respectful people came in, and then I think I had 1 or 2 not so friendly people who were just very closed off and they didn't want to talk to me, and that was fine. But the thing was, I kind of got to see their personality, and whether this was their real personality or not, this was my vibe. I got to make my opinion. So for those who are going to be like, well, you don't really know how they are in person, like they could have just been nervous. It don't matter. You don't get to say that. You don't get to say, I mean, you don't get to go back and say, well, I was nervous, I'm sorry. So I'm telling you guys, once you step foot into that door, your interview has begun. I did have one person who was just like rolling her eyes. She was just like, I was like, hi, how are you? And she was just like, I'm like, oh, bitch, you thought. And I let them know what I thought of her. She didn't get hired. So anywho, this guy comes in. He's great. I loved him. I was just like, he's cool. I like him. I like his personality. And he's very outgoing, you know, blah, 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 which is what we needed because we were doing sales, you guys. They really like the guy as well. We hire him. He works there. He's awesome. We had like, you know, we weren't hella close. We didn't hang out outside of work, but we became really close at work, even though like I tried to keep it professional. Sorry, he's gonna watch this. He's gonna be like, oh, that's what you were doing. I was probably a biatch, and I apologize. I wasn't trying to be a bitch. I was trying to keep it professional. I had no communication skills whatsoever, so I never told him that. We went to lunch one day, so we're just talking, we're just chatting it up. I don't know how it came up. I don't know if we started talking about, you know, I don't know if we started talking about getting paid more or what, how this came up, but it was very natural the way it came up. You know, some people might do it to manipulate you. This wasn't one of those things. And so he was just like, yeah, he's like, I just can't get paid blah, blah, blah anymore. He thought me and him were getting paid the same. And I was just like, I didn't hear anything he said after that because all I heard was, you get paid a whole $1 more than me. And I was kind of pissed. Why am I getting paid $1 less? You don't have any experience in what we do here at the company. I've been here a few months more than you, and I am older than you as well, so it can't be an age thing. So like, what is it? And I was just like, oh, hell nah. Hell to the nah, to the nah, nah, nah. So, what happened? Let me tell y'all what happened. It's getting good, huh? You like this part, huh? This is where it gets real good, let me tell you. I was pissed. I was pissed off. I didn't tell my coworker I was pissed off. I didn't tell my boss I was pissed off. Let me tell you what should have happened. What should have happened was I should have told my boss, hey, listen, I may be wrong here, and I don't want to get anybody in trouble, but it seems that I'm getting paid less than somebody else that works here, and I would appreciate if I got paid a little bit more because it's unfair. That's it. They would have had a chance to speak after that. They could either say, you're right, we're going to pay you, or sorry, we can't afford to pay you. And then that's when I say, okay, cool, or okay, I gotta go. You feel me? So that's what should have happened. But what had happened was I went and looked for another job after that. I was pissed. I was pissed. And I was like, y'all want to pay somebody else? Y'all think you don't need me? Fine. I'm out this bee. I looked for another job. And I found another job. I actually found it too quick. The job that I found, God, I was only able to give 1 week notice. I told them, hey, I need to give my other job, you know, a notice and let them know that I can't be there any longer. And they were like, okay, well, how much time do you need? And I was like, honestly, it's like 2 weeks. And they're like, well, the person's leaving in a week. Like, when can you come in? And I was just like, all right, we'll make it a week. So I talked to them and I told them, hey, guys, I need to leave. I'm not getting paid enough here. And I do have bills to pay. And I don't think, and if you guys aren't able to pay me that, I have to go. But I really appreciate everything you did for me. I can't give you a 2 week notice, but I can give you a 1 week notice. And I will come in here the week after to keep training whoever it is you need me to train. And that was the honest to God truth. Like, yes, I was pissed off, and yes, I wanted to leave the company, but you guys, I'm not that vengeful where like, I'm like, F you, F you. Like I said, these guys were still really good to me, so I wasn't trying to like burn them like this, right? So I was like, I'll come back, you know, the week after and I will help you train whoever. Even after that, like I'm off at 3 o'clock at my other job. I will come here till 6 o'clock and train them still for those 3 hours. Like I will just come in and help you guys out. And they were just like, we can't let that happen. We can't let you go. And I'm like, okay, well, it's just, I'm really sorry, but I have to go, you know? Now, what should have happened? They should have offered me more money. I told them like right there and then, like, hey, I need more money. But also too, I was insane what I should have said. So I go back to my desk, get to work. I'm like, hello, yeah, how can I help you? Oh, that's great. Oh, you have a nice day. You too. Okay, bye-bye. And I'm like, click, da 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 da. I'm like thinking everything's going good, right? And then it's time to leave. Mind you, it's Friday. And what is Friday? Friday's payday. I'm trying to dip. I gotta go. I got places to go, people to see, and I got bills to pay. So my boss comes in and he's like, hey, Marissa. And I'm like, hey, what's up? And he's like, so we were talking and we think that we just need to hold your check until you come back on Monday. And I was like, skirt say what? Hell to the nah, to the nah, nah, nah. Y'all, I was like, nah, you ain't doing that. Give me my check. And they were like, nah, we're gonna hold your check till Monday. You gonna have to come back. And I was like, I am coming back Monday and I'm gonna need my motherfucking check. And they were like, yeah, well, we don't think you're gonna show up, so we gonna hold your check. And I was like, the hell you is gonna hold my check? You gonna give me my check right now? And they were like, we can't do that. And I was like, oh, yes, you can. And they were like, no, we can't. And mind you, my phone is down and I'm about to call somebody and I can't. And I was just like, oh, hell to the no. We were like, that's what it sounded like in my head, but really it was probably more like this. And then I remember I was banging drawers and shit and I almost threw the computer out the window. That's what I wanted to do. You know when you see those movies where like people start throwing shit and it gets hella crazy and you're like, oh my god, like who gets that crazy? Like this is dramatic. Nah, y'all, when somebody with your money, it's on. And I was about ready to throw that computer out the window and I was just like, I throw this computer out the window, I'm gonna owe more money that's on my check and I can't do that. I can't get sued for that, you know what I'm saying? I can't. Oh, man, I got dizzy. Took me way back, you guys. I was freaking pissed. I was pissed, y'all, and I haven't seen myself so mad in my life. Like, give me my check. Like, you can't hold my check. What is wrong with you? Da, da, da. By the way, employers aren't allowed to hold your check. There's a phone number you can call if they do try to hold your check, and they can get in a lot of trouble for that. So what happened was somebody called and was like, you can't hold their check, blah, 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 blah. Like, you gotta let it go. And they were just like, you know, whatever. And then my other boss gets on the phone and he's out of town that day and he's like, I can't believe you're doing this. Like, what the fuck? We invested in you. Oh, fuck. And I'm just like, should have paid me another $1. You should have paid me the other $1. Should have paid me the other $1. You should have paid me $1 more, $2 more, another $1. Wanna kill ya, your mother. That was a good song. That's how it went down. Now I think back and I would have handled it differently, but at the time, yeah, I was like, y'all gonna pay me another freaking $1 because, you know, I deserve it. If somebody else is getting paid another $1, for surely you're gonna pay me another $1. That was my first time experiencing sexism in the workplace, and let me tell y'all, it felt like shit and I wanted to punch somebody and throw a computer. But I didn't. And I didn't go back the next week. I took my check and it was just so bad. So much bad tension and everything. I just didn't show back up to work. Mind you, I was another person around that time. So I didn't take, I blacked out. Definitely should have handled it differently. Definitely wish I would have sat down and talked to them and told them what I knew and told them that, you know, honestly, this is just about me being treated with respect. And if you could pay me another pay me another $1 or $2, maybe $1.50, because you're paying somebody else more than me right now and I know more, I'll feel more comfortable to work for you. But I didn't have that conversation. And it sucks because I left a really fun company and, you know, these really great people, because, you know, it's all business, but these guys were great. these guys were actually really great. I don't think even they knew what they were doing at the time, and it really could have been fixed with a conversation that I didn't have. So that's why I really encourage people to make sure you're having those conversations. And it's so funny because now I'm total opposite. You know, when I was managing the children's place that I was at, I was making sure that I was communicating with my team, and I always let them know, like, if you want to leave at any time, just give me 2 weeks. Just let me know in advance. Like, if it's more money, let's talk about it. Let's see where we can get. If it's you want more responsibility, let me know. Let's see where we can get. But I cannot give you what I don't know you need, because this job is just, it's already written down. There's a structure to it, and you're already doing it. So if you need more, you gotta let me know, because it's something that is really important to me, and that's probably where that stems from, is the really bad place that I was in terms of communication. I just could not communicate, and I just didn't think it was that important, but it was so important, you guys. It was so important, and so many things could have been changed. So yeah, communication is like, in the workplace, it's important to communicate. You gotta let people know. You have to let people know. You have to let your bosses know. You have to let your supervisors know, your managers know. I don't feel like I'm being treated right, or I don't think that's really fair that you're paying somebody else more. I don't think that's fair that this, and you know, like I said, some people aren't going to give it to you. Some people are, and you got to be prepared for that too. If somebody might tell you, like, oh, sorry, like that's all we can do, then I gotta go. That wasn't the last time something like that happened to me. It did happen again, but the next time it happened, I was more prepared to leave. I said more. I asked more questions. I stated more facts. And I made sure that I spoke up and communicated with the supervisors and the managers to let them know what was going on. And because nothing still changed, I had to go. I had to leave. And I found somewhere that's like 10 times better, 20 times better than the place that I was at. It took some time, and I wanted to pull out my hair, but some people are great at communicating. Some people are great at talking to people and letting them know how their feelings are. And, oh my God, I'm being disrespected. Somebody respect me. And me, I'm just like, you know, and I think that stirs up more drama and unnecessary energy. So yeah, handle your shit. I can't stress how important communication is. I wanted to share this story to show you guys what a lack of communication does. And to just encourage you guys to communicate when you do feel like something is unfair in the workplace. I am no expert at this, and I still make mistakes, and I will continue to make mistakes, because that's how I will continue to grow. So I'm not sharing these with you guys to be like, I know everything, and like, this is gonna work, and everything's gonna be perfect and beautiful, and you're gonna get all the money you want in the world, and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm trying to do here. I'm just trying to encourage you to ask for more, ask for what you deserve, to speak up, to communicate, and to just have a healthy work environment. We spend so much time at work. A lot of us are working, 8 hours a day. Some of us are working 12 hours a day. You're there all day. How important it is that you pick a job that you like, that you make the money that you need, that you're making the money to sustain yourself and involve yourself in your lifestyle. Work is such a huge part of our life, and I feel like sometimes we just take whatever we can get so we can get by. And like, if we're just taking what we can get to get by in the workplace, and you're spending 8 to 12 hours in that place, you are just getting by through life. That's all I got today. I hope you guys have a great week. Follow me at Queensizemind on Instagram. Don't forget to subscribe to me on YouTube, and I will talk to you soon. Have a great one. Bye.